Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is November 21st, 2022, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, oil tumbles below $80 a barrel, but does recover. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. But as the week progresses, lots happening, especially on Wednesday. We have FOMC meeting minutes. And then on Thursday, we do have Thanksgiving holiday, which is a U.S. holiday. Markets will be closed in observance, and then we're followed with Black Friday, and all eyes are looking on consumer spending. Now, looking at the various markets for today, for Forex symbols, the U.S. dollar gains back some of real estate it lost. Looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, both static as they're waiting the FOMC. Looking at commodity, gold trades lower while oil tumbles. Lastly, looking at stocks, mixed bag, and Bitcoin looking very weak. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. The stocks are going before the indices. This is the Forex symbols are going before the indices. This is very important because this may give us some clue which way the indices are going to go later this week. Now, we are sitting at support right here with the Euro USD. This is really an important level because, yes, did we break our downwards momentum? Absolutely. We broke it right there. However, that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods. That also doesn't mean that we're not finding ourselves in a new trading range, which would be somewhere along those lines. Okay, now we failed that 200-day moving average, which is really very important. And as you can see, we are making some correctional move on the downside as we're breaking the 8-day moving average in the Euro USD. GBP USD also just sitting there on a 4-hour chart. We're breaking both of them. Both of them are broken. The 8-day and the 30-day moving averages are broken there. So this may be some signs of the times that we're going into this week and next week. Okay, looking at the Aussie USD also breaking that 8-day moving average a little bit stronger than the GBP is, as you can see here. Now looking at the USD Japanese yen, also breaking on the upside. So remember, it's the USD comes first. So it's, as the number goes higher means the dollar is getting stronger, inverse relationship, right? So looking at commodities, first looking at gold, we see that broken 8-day moving average as well. It's not with it's not with gusto, but it is making a correctional move. Now if we look at crude oil, breaking $80 a barrel, going to 86 and then hitting 79. We're just below $80 right now at 79.27. So this may actually be something, if we do test those lows again at 76, we may see a breaking of that as well once again. So keep that in mind because this is still developing itself as we're looking at this right now. Now looking at the US markets, first looking at the Dow Jones, trading right now at 692, 33,692. Now, we traded in a really tight range last week. I mean, that was a 500 to 600 point range, but not trending, okay? We're kind of stalling here. We're stalling here because of two reasons. Number one, FOMC did make a rate decision that it increased its rate, but it said that it's not going to interest, and then we had this massive run. If you guys remember this, okay, this was a massive run that we had that Wednesday going into Thursday, and then it was just kept on going, right? So there's a lot of people short the market, which is fine, that we get, okay? And then we kind of topped out at 34,000. Now, this was a previous high for us. If you look at a daily, this was a previous high for us right over there. So this is a double top for now, okay? But it does need to show us some momentum on the downside to confirm it, to let us know that it is breaking apart. Okay, so it is, like I said, trading in a range, but not giving us that either higher or lower. So it's waiting for news. Waiting for news means that on Wednesday, we do have FOMC meeting minutes. Be a follow-up to the last rate decision. Okay, some comments on it. That's one. Number two, they're going to also be waiting for Black Friday to see how consumers are spending. Do they have that extra money to spend? Okay, and there's a shift right now in the markets that, for example, Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart all came out with good earnings. Target did not. And there's a difference there. These are the major retailers in the United States, and some people are taking money out of their credit in order to fix their homes, to add value to their homes, in order to pump it up, in order to sell it. that could be in the works right now. And so there is a recession brewing. Just the question is when is it going to hit the market? Okay, because the market has recovered, at least for now. Let's see what happens as we move on into this week. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, it's dead. Okay, did not bounce so well. Okay, it's not as aggressive as the Dow Jones. If we look at the individual stocks, Apple is trading at 151 and is down, made a double top. If you look at Microsoft, also did stall here, but a green candle on the last day of trading. Okay, so, you know, ultimately it's mildly up, not much change. Tesla, though, on its lows. Okay, this is disconcerting. Okay, this is a bit, if it breaks that 177, we could see it making new lows for the year. Let's look at Facebook, also breaking that on the downside as it's getting weaker, as it's looking like it's, you know, not showing that resilience. Now, Facebook has its own problems right now as it's changing its current business model. Okay, we're going to do that as a separate time, but this is all happening as we're talking. Now, looking at Cisco, did gains. So it's a mixed bag. And this kind of is giving us a different direction if we look at it, right? Even though, right, look at that gap and go. We went all the way up there. Intel not as resilient and just at $29 a share. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin. All right, so this is the poster child for cryptocurrencies. Okay, we did hit a low of 15,800. We hit that before, as you could see here, once before we hit it, but it's not breaking lower. Okay, so for this to break lower, it's got to confirm it. Okay, but it does look like it's still pretty weak. So keep that in mind as this is kind of getting itself together. Is it finding itself a bottom? Perhaps, but be very careful with it because, you know, there's so much liquidity in it that it could go in either direction. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.